Hello guys and welcome to the channel. Today we are gonna take a look at a 2019 horror slasher movie called Child's Play. The movie starts with an ad from Caslin Corporation for their Buddi dolls. The dolls adapt to the owner routine and help them in their day-to-day lives. It is set to be a worldwide success. The Buddi doll can also connect to all the electronic system from Caslin Corporation. Scene shift to Vietnam, where we see Caslin assemble factory. The supervisor misbehaves with an employee, then he fires him for his unsatisfactory performance. In retaliation, he tampers with the Buddi doll that he is assembling by disabling all of its safety protocols before committing suicide. Then we see the doll without safety protocols is being packed for international delivery. Scene shifts to Chicago and we see a woman named Andy Barclay. As she works at Z-Mart, a customer is complaining that the Buddi doll she ordered isn't blonde like her kid wanted. Karen clarifies that it's because the doll they are looking for is the Buddi 2 that hasn't come out yet. Karen then goes home to her son, Andy, who wears a hearing aid. As they have recently shifted into a new apartment, Andy was feeling lonely because he didn't have any friend. Karen was dating Shane, who Andy didn't liked. At work, a customer brings back a defective Buddi doll, after complaining that its eyes were glowing red, and then tells instead she will get the Buddi 2 as it was about to arrive in the store. Karen plans to gift the doll to her son Andrew as an early birthday gift, but Karen's boss Wes wants to send the doll back so that it can be compacted, and refuses Karen to take the doll, but Karen blackmails him by reminding Wes that he cheated on his wife, so he lets her have it. Karen brings the doll home but Andy doesn't seem interested in it, but after her mom consoling, Andy finally turns on the doll on. At first it displays error, but after 2 to 3 tries the doll turns on. Andy then connects the doll with all Caslin products, and then Andy tries to name it, but the doll refers to itself as Chucky. Andy has a hard time getting Chucky to do what his functions are supposed to do. He gets commands wrong and inadvertently creeps Andy out by waking him up at night. However, Andy finds that he can talk to Chucky about his feelings toward his mom dating Shane, and Chucky forms a genuine attachment to Andy. He starts to teach Chucky how to scare Shane by showing him how to make creepy faces. One day Andy's cat scratches him. Chucky sees it and then tries to kill the cat by strangling him, but Andy stops him. Andy befriends 2 other kids from his building, Fallon and Pug. Later they hang out after they see that Chucky is different from the other Buddi dolls, and then they prank Shane. Andy and his friends were watching a slasher movie, while Chucky realizes that they are enjoying the violent scene, so Chucky starts mimicking the violence, approaching the Andy and his friends with a kitchen knife, but Andy manages to disarm him and scolds him for his behavior, due to which Chucky gets hurt and upset. To take revenge on Andy, Chuck plays a recording in which Andy was cursing about Shane, which makes Shane mad when he hears them and gets Andy in trouble with Karen. She locks Chucky in the cupboard, but Chuck breaks the cupboard and gets out of it. One day when Andy comes home from school he finds that Chucky has stabbed his cat to death for seeing him as a threat to Andy. On seeing that, Andy gets upset and gets angry at Chucky. Andy tearfully tosses his cat down the garbage chute to hide from Karen that the Chucky killed the cat. Scene shift and we see Chucky pranks Shane by frightening him again. Shane then goes to Andy's room and then confronts Andy about leaving Chucky around. Chucky overhears Andy's pleas for Shane to be gone. Then we see Chucky eyes glow red as he forms a sinister smirk. Chucky then follows Shane to his home, where it is revealed that he is already married with 2 kids and was having an affair with Karen behind his wife's back. Shane then goes outside to take down the Christmas light. Chucky knocks down the ladder which makes Shane to fall down on his knees. Chucky then breaks his legs and activates a cultivator that scalps which brutally kills him. Scene shift to next day and we see Chucky has left Andy a watermelon with Shane's skinned face on it as a gift. On seeing that, Andy gets scared and calls his friend, Fallon and Pug. They forbid Andy to tell the incident to police, instead tells Andy to throw the head in the dustbin. They wrap the head in a gift paper, but Karen sees them doing so, and asks Andy about the gift. To which Andy replies that he is gifting to their neighbor police officer Norris' mother Dorian. Karen offers to escort them over to give it to her. Before she can unwrap it, Andy tells her that he would like for her to open it at his birthday in a few days, to which Doreen agrees, but at night Andy is invited to their home for dinner. Andy manages to sneak out with the wrapped gift which he gave to Doreen. Andy and his friends decides to disable Chucky and throw in the dustbin. At first Andy finds it hard to do so because of the bond he made with Chucky, but after his friends convince him, he finally does it. Chucky is then found by the building's electrician named Tom. Tom brings the doll to his little workshop where he puts a new chip inside Chucky, with plans to resell him for a lot of money. Then we see Chucky gets activated again. Chucky eyes glow red. Chucky gain control over the table saw and make Gabe fall onto the saw, due to which he gets dismembered. Then it is revealed that Chucky can gain control over not only just Caslin Company product, but all company's products. Chucky then goes with another boy in the building named Omar. He gives Chucky a new name, calling him Chode. Scene shift and we see Andy in Zmart where his mom used to work. Then Chucky comes there and plays the video of Shane scolding Andy and the image of his beheaded face on all the store televisions, due to which Andy gets angry. Andy tries to shut him down, but Omar prevents him from doing so. Then they start to fight until they are pulled off each other, but Andy finds Omar's phone and uses the Buddi app to keep an eye on Chucky, and we see Chucky was near Doreen's house, and then we see Doreen getting into a car, but then Chucky gained control over her car and crashes her car, and then Chucky kills her. Seeing the carnage done by Chucky, Andy tells about Chucky to her mother, but she doesn't believe him, and scolds him for stealing Omar's phone. Scene shift and we see Chucky turns on the TV, which shows Andy's friends, which makes Andy angry and he starts to destroy all Caslin product. This time Karen witnesses him. Next day Karen takes Andy with her to Zmart. At Zmart customers were gathered for the launch of Buddi 2. Andy's friends opens the Buddi app to locate Andy because they were worried about him. They see that Chucky was in the store too. Scene shift and we see Norris the police officer finds Shane face photos, and realizes that it was wrapped in the same paper that Andy gave to her mother. He suspects that Andy was connected with the murders that were happening. In the next scene we see Andy's friends alert Andy about Chuck's presence in the mall. Norris enters the store and arrests Andy, but at the same time Chucky 2 gets released. People rush to the store. Wes comes out in a Buddi costume, but he is stabbed in the neck by Chucky. The lights in the store then go out as Chucky takes over all the electronics in the store. People run around in panic. Chucky sends drone after people and one of the drone finishes Wes off by slicing into him. One of the drone hits the police officer too. Chucky then locks the store and gains control over Buddi 2 dolls. One of the bear doll comes to kill Andy, but his friend saves him. Chucky then reveals that he has Karen tied up and is going to hang her. Andy stays in the store to save his mom, while he tells all his friends to go out to save their lives. Andy goes to save his mom. Chucky had tied Andy's mom neck to forklift. Chucky then goes for Andy. He was about to stab Andy, but Andy starts to sing the Buddi song that Chucky sang earlier. It works long enough for Andy to knock Chucky off of him and go save his mom. He cuts the rope which was connected to the forklift, but Chucky gets up and attacks Andy again, but Andy retaliates and stabs the knife to the Chucky's heart, but Andy gets up again, but Norris comes to the rescue and shoots Chucky. Karen detaches Andy's head and throws it away. Karen and Norris are then sent to hospital, and we see Andy's friend and Andy destroys Chucky throwing the pieces in the fire. And at the end scene we see, an announcement is made by Caslin's CEO Henry Caslin, who issues a statement about the Buddi dolls programming. The dolls are recalled and placed back into storage. But then one of the dolls' eyes glow red, and the movie ends. I hope you liked the explanation. Thank you for watching.
お前はもう死んでいる。